Venerable Maha Sangha and Upasika. Today would be the third day of your novitiate training at Buddhist Maha Vihara in Malaysia. I am assigned to talk about 9 virtues of the Buddha. I think the verses, they are very familiar with you. 9 virtues, but we are going to examine the 9 virtues one by one in order to understand the spiritual qualities of the Buddha. Of course, as Buddhists, we have to have an understanding on the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, triple gem. We call them triple gem. So without an understanding about our triple gem in our religion, we cannot define anything else. We should have the ability to differentiate Buddha from others and appreciate his noble qualities as a follower. When we think of the Buddhas, their qualities are unlimited. Can you understand? Unlimited, incomparable, and also what we call, we cannot see the end. There is an expression in Sinhala society in Sri Lanka. If a Buddha talks about the qualities of a Buddha without preaching any doctrine or any teaching throughout his Buddhahood or throughout entire his lifetime, that Buddha also cannot finish the qualities of the Buddha in preaching. His lifetime will end, but the qualities of the Buddha cannot be what we call completely discussed or preached or stated. That means no end of the Buddha's qualities. Even a Buddha also cannot find what we call an end of a Buddha's quality. Therefore, we have become the followers of such a great master in this world who is incomparable to others. Who is incomparable to others. The 9 virtues, if we think Buddha got only 9 virtues because of the number 9, is it correct? That's wrong. But for our easiness, In order to repeat daily, we have counted and gathered 9 qualities for our easiness. There are some more, many more qualities or the virtues of the Buddha. When we study different types of suttas, we can see. I have written an article few years ago, recently also it was published, that is about the Buddha's qualities. So contemporary people, religious teachers, or reputed people during the time of the Buddha, they have spoken different types of Buddha's spiritual qualities. So they are visible from the discourses. So I was concerned about that. Then I selected Samyutta Nikaya, a certain chapter. From that chapter I just collected the views on the Buddha by others, highlighting the Buddha's spiritual qualities. When we hear the word Buddha, the image that arises in our mind is great. So because of the image, mentally we create these types of qualities should be included in the life of a Buddha. Having based on those qualities, we try to draw a picture of a Buddha mentally. Not only one Buddha, all the Buddhas share the equal qualities in case of their spiritual practices. Why do we select 9 qualities? Because of easiness to remind for us daily. Could you understand? That is the reason. We select 9 types of qualities in order to have an easiness for us to remind them every day. They are very small number of qualities from the large number of quantity of the Buddha's qualities. What we have selected as 9 qualities of the Buddha, they include in one stanza or verse. Do you know that? Do you know that stanza or the verse? Why not you know? Refer to the page number 8. So you see the salutation to the Buddha. Why do you salute the Buddha? Because of these 9 qualities. Could you understand? How to recite? You can recite all together with me. Ittipiso bhagava araham Sammasambuddho Vijja-carana-sampanno Sugato lokavido Anuttaro purisa Dhamma sarati Sattha deva manusanam Buddho bhagavati. What are the 9 qualities that is included in this stanza? Salutation to the Buddha. Itipiso Bhagava. In this way, our Blessed One consists of 9 qualities. What is? Araham, Sammasambuddho, Vijja-carana-sampanno, Sugato, Lokavidu, Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati, Sattha Deva Manussanam, Buddha Bhagavati. These are the 9 qualities. Then, when we repeat the 9 virtues of the Buddha, what we mention in this stanza, in brief or in nutshell, we remind, we explain, we recite in details. Could you understand? You see the 9 virtues of the Buddha Navaguna Gatha in page number 11. Recite all together. Araham arahoti namena araham papang nakaraye arahat palang patto araham namate namo Sammasambuddho jnanena Sammasambuddho desana Sammasambuddho. Okay. Carana-sampanno Vijja-carana-te namo Sugato sugatantanang Sugato sundaram pica Nibbanang sugatim yante Sugato namate namo Lokavidhuti namena Atita nagate vido Sankara satta kase Lokavidu namate namo Anuttaro jnana silena Yolokassa anuttaro Anuttaro pujalo Thang namasami Sarati sarati deva Yolokassa susa Sarati pujalo Thang namasami sa Deva akka manussanang Loke agge palang dadang Dadantang damayang tanang Purisa jhanyate Bhagava bhagava yutto Bhagga kilesa vahatu Bhaggam samsara muttaro Bhagava namate namo. These are the 9 virtues of the Buddha in details in order to understand. So, the first quality that we recite here is Araham. What is that? Araham. when we repeat or when we recite the term Arahant, it brings the sacred spiritual qualities of the Buddha in different senses due to different meaning. Could you understand? Then, what is an Arahant quality? Yeah, you can read the English translation. By name, he is an Arahant. Why? As he is worthy. Could you understand? As he is worthy. To what he is worthy? He is worthy of receiving whatever others offer. He is worthy in receiving the respects of the others. Because of that meaning, he is known as an Arahant. So, Araham papan nakare, even in secret, he has never thought of doing any evil deed. He never did any evil deed. You see, verbally and bodily sometimes we pay respect to others, but mentally we cultivate our loving kindness. Is it? Sometimes verbally and physically we show our loving kindness, but mentally we cultivate hatred, anger. Have you heard a poem in English called Poison Tree? Poison Tree. The simple meaning is, there are two enemies. Every day whenever they meet, when they visit shops or shopping mall or whatever, they meet together. They laugh each other. The people think they are very close and good friends. When they pour the water into the trees or the flowers in the garden, they saw in others' garden, the other one is watering to the plants. From this side also, this man also is watering to the plants. Then both parties look at each other, do the same thing. Then they water, they laugh each other, but internally they think, if I have chance to kill you, if I have chance to kill you, if I have any chance to cut your head, in that way, they think internally and mentally something not good. Something not good means the poison. They give poison to their thoughts to damage the other party. Both parties think in that way, but externally when people look at them, both are laughing each other, sharing smiles, behave in a good manner, they think they are good friends. Then what happened? They do evil things in secret. They do evil thing in secret. Is it? Sometimes you come to your friends or individuals, when you look at them, verbally you tell, hello sister, hello brother, how are you? But mentally you think, are you living still? Better if you die. You cultivate something poison mentally. That means you do evil in secret, mentally. Not only that, verbally and physically also some people do. There are some characters in this world. On the stage, their character is different from the character that they have behind. Some people come to the temple, donate a lot, and show they are good, but behind whatever they do for earning is not good. They keep it as a secret. They keep them in darkness, in the dark. In this way, people do evil deeds in secret. But Buddha, even in secret, he has never done any evil. By way of mentality, by way of verbalizing, or by way of body. Therefore, he is very pure. Because of that good quality, he is known as an Arahant. Could you understand? Then Araham papan nakare. Arahatta palampatto. Not only that, he has attained the Arahantship as well. He has attained the Arahantship as well. That's why Arahang Namate Namo, he is called the worthy one. He is respected as the worthy one. There are three reasons. He is the best person to receive the offerings and respects from the other beings, including human and gods. Because of that, he is an Arahant. He is worthy. Then he has never done any evil, even in secret. That is the second reason. And also he has attained the Arahantship. Because of these three reasons, we call him an Arahant. These are the reasons that generate the meaning of Arahant as a good spiritual quality or the highest spiritual quality of the Buddha. One of the qualities of the Buddha. Because of that, he is known as an Arahant. Did you know these things earlier? Just you repeat Araham Sammasambuddho. Now when you read these stanzas, this meaning should come to your mind and think of the Buddha's the spiritual qualities, his spiritual qualities. And you can have the chance to draw the picture of the Buddha with this spiritual quality. Whenever you are at home or at working place or wherever, if external mentalities, that means external reasons or whatever things disturb you, maybe anger, sometimes due to the individuals around you, hatred or jealousy, if they come to your mind, you can forget them and think of the Arahant quality. And no, I don't want to think of the bad qualities of my brother, my sister, parents, or whoever. Instead, I think the best qualities of my great master, Buddha. You forget the bad qualities of ordinary humans, and you think of the spiritual or noble qualities of the Buddha instead, then easy to live. My Buddha is like this, he is an Arahant, our great master. He has never done any evil even in secret. So I also should train myself to not to do even any evil in secret as a follower of the Buddha. So if you think in that way and if you practice this, you remind Buddha's qualities, then definitely you clean your mind. No space for bad qualities to arise in your mind. That means you always associate Buddha. Not the nonsense with ordinary people. If not, whenever visitors come to your house, whenever brothers and sisters or relatives come to your house, what happened to you? Some unfair things can happen, then you remind, brother, look at that, my sister, my relative, that person, this neighbor did these bad things to me. I am so upset. Why are you wasting the time to repeat all those things? These things can happen, but forget and absorb the Buddha's qualities and remind instead. Then when the visitors, neighbors or whoever comes, you tell, don't ask anything from me about the bad incidents or whatever incidents from family members or whoever, just you remind and repeat them the good qualities of the Buddha. Then automatically they will think, if we talk anything wrong with this person, that is useless. Because this person does not respond to these things. Always he is a follower of the Buddha. He knows, she knows what is to remind, what is to forget. Therefore, sometimes if there are enemies or evil friends, they will be away from you. They will stop. That is called the power of the quality of the Buddha, so-called Arahant. This quality of Arahant has been defined even in many old documents of Buddhist studies. Arakatta hatattacha kilesarina somuni hata sansara chakkaro pachayadina charaho na raho karoti papani arahantena uchchati. Again, the commentator has defined in Visuddhimagga what is the quality of Arahant. Why do we call Arahant? Why do we call the Buddha Arahant and Arahant? Arakatta hatattash. What is the meaning of the term Arakatta? That is not there. These are additional information. Okay, additional details to enlighten you. Because I am the speaker. So, Arakatta. I think this time in my life, one of the golden period, these 2 hours, because I talk about Buddha's qualities. I use my good words to appreciate the Buddha's qualities to his followers. Then you will be cultivating the pious natures and unshaken confidence towards the Buddha. So that is good for me. Maybe due to certain evil deeds done by me in previous lives or in this life perhaps, So, talking about the Buddha's spiritual qualities at this moment, eh, it will eradicate the powers of those evil deeds. I trust. I trust. So, Arakatta hatatta cha kilesarhina somuni. Hatasansara chakkaro pachayadina charaho. Naraho karoti papani arahantena uchyati. What is the meaning of the term Arakatta? Arakatta means the Buddha has abstained from defilements. He is free from defilements. Could you understand? Like hatred, jealousy, lust, illusions, ignorance, all these defilements. We can repeat many names of the many defilements. But you have to understand in one word, defilements are bad thoughts. So whatever disturb our mind and whatever support us to stay in samsara, stay in suffering. Could you understand? Not to stay in blessed. Arakatta, that means free from defilements. Hatattacha kilesarina, not only free from the defilements, he has defeated the enemies of the defilements. Who raise defilements, who support the defilements to stay in the mind, all the enemies he has defeated. Mara, he has defeated the Mara. Then Hatha Sansara Chakkaro, he has broken the joints of the sansaric circle. You take a circle, and when you break the joints and when you remove the nuts, could you see a circle? Cannot. In that way, the Buddha has broken. He broke the circles of sansaric life, having removed nuts and every part. That means the cause of the rebirth he has removed in order to release himself from the sansaric circle. That means the cause of the rebirth from the sansaric circle he removed. You see the circles or the tires in a vehicle, when it is circle, as long as they are fixed with the nuts, you can run. Once you remove all the nuts and separate the parts of the circle, what happened? Can you operate it? Cannot. In the same manner, the reasons for a rebirth, the Buddha has exterminated. Then there is no circle to run. No reason to rebirth. Hatha sansara chakkaro. Chakkaro means the circle, hatha sansara, that causes to have the rebirth or causes to stay in sansaric life, to have rebirth. Then pachayadina charaho. Pachayadina means requisite or requisites. To receive the requisites like robes, pindapata and monastery, or the medicine. He is the worthy person in this world to receive all those things. He is the first person of the worthy people in this world. Na raho karoti papani. Again back to that point. Na raho karoti papani. He has never done any evil even in secret. Because of these matters, because of these qualities of the Buddha, of course, he is an Arahant. I think we will pass the time, but Buddha's qualities will have no end. Whatsoever it is a matter to rejoice in teaching the qualities of the Buddha. That is what, in a summary, we say Araham Arahoti namena Araham papannakare Arahat palampatto Arahan namate namo. Okay, I would like to convert this Dhamma session as a gratitude, as a form of gratitude towards the Buddha together with you, in repeating Buddha's qualities. Then, second quality of the Buddha that we recite in the same stanza is Sammasambuddho. Sammasambuddho jnanena Sammasambuddho desana Sammasambuddho lokasmin Sammasambuddho te namo. Sammasambuddho namena, by name he is the Sammasambuddho, the fully enlightened one. Sammasambuddho desana, the doctrine or the teachings introduced by him, we call them Sammasambuddho desana. Sammasambuddho lokasmin, he is the one and only fully enlightened one in this world. Therefore, we call him the fully enlightened one. Fully enlightened one. Why do we call him fully enlightened one or Sammasambuddho? What is the main teaching of the Buddhism? Can you repeat? What Buddha has founded? Four Noble Truths. Four Noble Truths. Who taught him to find out the Four Noble Truths? So, are there any teacher? No teacher. Are there any guide? Are there any trainer? Are there any facilitator? Then nobody. Nobody was behind him. Then how did you understand this reality in the world? Four Noble Truth. He himself understood. Then Four Noble Truth is a self-understanding of the Buddha. No one guided him. He did his best and himself understood the Four Noble Truth. Could you understand? As he was not taught by anyone, as he was not guided by anyone, as he was not instructed by anyone, oh, no one could support him. He himself understood the reality in this world. That reality is the Four Noble Truth. What are the Four Noble Truths? Suffering, arising of the suffering, cessation of the suffering, the way of the cessation of suffering. Then the way of the cessation of suffering is called, then we come to the middle path, Eight Noble Path. All these, dukkha, The world is full of suffering. Internal suffering and external suffering. Physical suffering and mental suffering. So the term suffering, of course, in English language we cannot use because it denotes only certain part of sufferings, perhaps the physical suffering only. But the useful word that means the fully meaning is Tham Dukkha. So, if there are Bhante Punnaji's disciples, you can understand he suggests, instead of using the term suffering, we can apply the term insecurity of the life. Insecurity of the life. Could you understand? Then, dukkha, dukkha satcha. Can you repeat? Then what else? I don't want to repeat. You go and dukkha satcha, dukkha samudaya satcha, dukkha nirodha satcha, dukkha nirodha ghamini patipada satcha. So dukkha means the suffering. Buddha understood first there is suffering in this world. Then he could find out what is the reason for the arising of the suffering. That is called samudaya. Samudaya means arising. Then dukkha nirodha, ariya satcha. If there is an arising, there should be an end of the suffering as well. Then he come to third stage and found out the fourth one, dukkha nirodha ghamini patipadariya satcha, the way of cessation of the suffering, how to exterminate or end up the suffering. Could you understand? Then the Eight Noble Path is seen by him as the way of end of the suffering. Then what happened? Our Samaneras and Upasikas, this ultimate teaching, this noble teaching, this philosophical teaching, understood by the Buddha for the first time, and he himself researched, he discovered this for the first time. No one guided, no one supported, no one taught him. As he himself founded or discovered this reality in this world, he is called who? Sammasambuddho. Sammasambuddho. That is the reason to introduce Buddha as the Sammasambuddho. If anyone can question, maybe some people can question you and ask, you have participated in the 45th Novitiate program of Buddhist Maha Vihara. You was an upasika, you were an upasika, you were a samanera. What did you learn? Can you define the Buddha? Remember when I interview you, I question you, can you define the Buddha? Can you introduce me the Buddha? Then I ask, who is the Buddha? Some say a great master, religious teacher. I didn't expect such answers, but I wanted to know whether you can use any quality of the Buddha to introduce himself. Think, even in the society, when you live, you can ask, whenever you meet your friends, Who is this? Then you can tell, this is my friend, or father, or mother, or whoever. If you say he or she is a doctor, nurse, or teacher, or whatever, then if you just stop, you introduce the person professionally, but is it good? You can tell it at the end, but you can tell instead, there are qualities in the life. This is my one of the friend. Of course, she is a good doctor, but or whatever profession, I love him or her because of these qualities. He is a good human, noble person. He supported me in this way. Then what happened to your friendship, relationship? It will be good and you will strengthen your relationship. Is that sometimes you some relationships are broken up. Why? You break up your relationship telling that this person is not good, taking alcohol, telling lies, associating with more women and men for bad behaviors, and uses drugs or whatever, and he or she is full of what we call the bad qualities, jealousy, anger, hatred, cannot understand. Then what happened to your relationship? Definitely it is to break up. So when you have ability to highlight the bad qualities, but you do not think of appreciating the people. Try to appreciate people with their good qualities. Therefore, when you ask to define the Buddha, use his spiritual qualities. Because of this quality, he is incomparable to other leaders or other religious teachers. That's why I follow the Buddha. You should have a firm determination in the mind in order to introduce Buddha as your one great master. Someone, when I interview, he said, why are you participating in this novitiate program? And then he said, because Buddha taught to avoid all evil deeds, to do good things and purify your minds. That's why he's teaching. So that is his teaching. As he has taught like that, I would like to participate in this program. Who said like that? I cannot remember the face. So I was very happy. Then I told Bhante Kondanya, no need to go for further questions. We may approve him to attend the novitiate program. Number one is in your life the Buddha. Oh, medicinal drink. Thank you so much person who prepared this. The third one, what is that? Vijja-carana. Are you happy to read the verses? Sampanno tassa vijja-pakasita atita nagatuppanno Vijja-carana namo. Vijja-carana-sampanno. Sampanno means the full of something. So Buddha is endowed with wisdom and knowledge. your great master, the Blessed One, the Buddha, is endowed with wisdom and knowledge. He consists of wisdom and knowledge. What kind of wisdom and knowledge? Tassa vijja pakasita. His wisdom is made known and made visible because atita nagatuppanno. He can remind the previous lives and the future of the human beings and the future lives. If you are there in front of the Buddha, Buddha can remind your previous lives and he can tell and explain. Then after this birth, where are you going to be reborn? He can explain. All the information. So when the people come to him, he knows the previous lives of those individuals and the future lives of those individuals. Not only that, he himself knows his previous lives, and for the Buddha, no future. Future life. No future life. Arahants are not reborn. So, whoever comes, he knows everything. That is his wisdom, gained by him through the attainment of the Buddhahood. Then, because of that, his knowledge and wisdom to know the previous lives and the future lives of the individuals. That's great. Can Jesus Christ tell about the future and previous lives of the followers? Cannot. Other religious leaders also cannot. Because they think in the sense of the religion, but the Buddha introduced the philosophy of the practice of the life. Therefore, he can tell. That is one of the greatest points, that Buddha is different from other religious teachers. So proud you are, because you are a Buddhist, follower of the Buddha. Buddhist means, how do you define? Because of your religion is Buddhism? No. You have to introduce yourself in a new way. If you are a Buddhist, you can say, I am a follower of the Buddha. That's why I become a Buddhist. Then you can say, I am a practitioner of the teachings of the Buddha. That's why I become a Buddhist. Not in the sense of the religion, but in the practice of the Buddha's teachings. Because of this wisdom and knowledge of the Buddha, in order to express your and other individuals' previous lives and future lives, he is called Vijja-carana-sampanno. His good quality of Vijja-carana-sampanno, that is appreciated and recited, and we may respect to that ability of the Buddha. That is a great ability. So in the doctrine or in some teachings of the Buddha's discourses, Vijja-carana, there are two terms, Vijja and Charana. Could you understand? Vijja-carana-sampanno. Sampanno means consists of Vijja and Charana. What is Vijja? What is Charana? Wisdom and knowledge. Then what kind of wisdoms? The Buddha consisted of 8 types of wisdom. 8 types of wisdom. What is that? You may know Indriya Paro Pariyatta Jnanan. You may refer to the English translation from the brown color English prayer book. Yeah. Indriya Paro Pariyatta Jnanan. That is the wisdom on Vidarshana. Vidarshana means Samatha Vipassana. Vipassana. Especially examination. Examine. That means about the nature of the impermanence, sufferings and non-selfness, anicca, dukkha, anatma, 3 characteristics of Buddhism. So the wisdom of 3 characteristics, or wisdom on insight, yes, vipassana. Whatever helped to understand the insight, he had the wisdom. Indriya Paro Pariyatta Jnanan. Secondly, Chutupapata Jnanan. What is Chutupapata? How people die, how people get reborn. The Buddha can see, as I said, previous lives, this life and the future lives. Yeah, that is called Chutupapata Jnana. That is also one of the greatest insight. Then Irdivida Jnanan. The Buddha can have an insight to stay in the air, stay in the water, stay in earth, and even the Buddha can stay on the fire. He knows how to stay in because of his development of the spirituality. Irdivida, miracles. He can show the miracles. He knows the way of showing the miracles. That is an insight. If you are going to watch a film, you just watch the film. But the insight of the production of the film comes to the director. Could you understand? That is an ability. In the same manner, just a simple example, Buddha has an insight to show miracles. That is limited to the Buddha only, the Blessed One. Then Dibba Shrota Jnana. Shrota means the ability to hear. Dibba means the far away. The Buddha had an ability to hear all the sounds which is far away from you. Even the sounds of the other worlds as well. Today, some people produce machines to absorb the sounds, very, very small, that are not heard from physical ears. They can hear from the machines. For an example, this is one of them. This is one of them. Without this, can you hear the voice of someone who is far away from you? Now, using this technology, you can talk to anyone in USA, UK, or wherever. That is limited to human world only. Remember, but Buddha's ability to hear the voice, he can listen to anyone's voice without these electrical, what we call the devices. But he can physically hear the voices even in the gods in the heaven. So we have come to the level of the human world using the technology. So, Buddha has gone beyond that. Because of the spirituality, he can hear the voices even in the heavenly worlds. Whatever gods tell, whatever divine beings communicate, he can hear. Buddha can read others' mind. Could you read others' mind? Cannot. Some people say, I can understand your mind. They will understand your mind when you speak what you need. Then they will say, having listened to you, yes, I can understand you. But without listening to anyone, when the individuals come to meet the Buddha, Buddha can understand their mind. Then Purve Nivasanussati Jnanam. Pubbe Nivasanussati Jnana means without a number. Buddha can remind unlimited number of births that happened previously. Unlimited, your unlimited births that happened in previous time or previously. Buddha can understand, can tell the exact true information of your previous lives without a number. Then Dibba Chakku Jnanam. Dibba means again far away. Chakku means see. Dibba Shrota, Dibba Chakku. Shrota means can hear whatever far away from you. Then Dibba Chakku. Buddha can see whatever far away from you. Your physical eye, both eyes have a limit to see physically. People who work in armed forces, they know as they check their physical eyes to what extent they can physically see. Near or far away. And sometimes using like this mobile devices, you can take a video call and the person who is behind there, they can show you. Through the electrical devices. But physically Buddha can see. As much as he thinks wherever he can physically see, far away. If he is here, he can see what happens in the USA or any other countries. Then the Buddha can watch what happens even in the heavenly life. Without going there, physically he can see. You see, we can see these buildings like that. The Buddha can visually, physically, he can see wherever he wants. Then Asavakshe Jnanam. Asavakke Jnanam. Asava means the defilements. Sha means how to eradicate. The Buddha has the insight about eradicating of the defilements. In that way, we can see 8 types of the wisdom or knowledge, insights of the Buddha. Then charana. Charana means behaviors, maybe observance. There are 15 charanas. I do not want to go by one by one, but I'll repeat the name for your understanding. If not, this talk would not be complete. So, Pratimokka Sangvara Silan. Pratimokka Sangvara Silan means the Buddha knows and he observed how to wear the robes and the rules and regulations to protect that observance. Wearing a robe is also observance. So the Buddha knows very well the regulations, rituals, or whatever rules regarding that to observe the wearing of the robes. Then Indriya Sangvara Silan. The Buddha knows how to tame your eye, ear, nose, tongue and body. The observances to tame that, the Buddha knows. Then Bhojana Mattang. Buddha knows the limit of the taking food. Then Jagariyana Yoga. The Buddha knows how to eradicate the defilements without sleeping. Jagariya means without sleeping. When you try to attain Nibbana in the future, when the 10 perfections are getting completed, so you also will come to that stage. You will have a stage, an opportunity to eradicate the defilements without sleeping. When you have the functions at home, what you do sometimes, when the functions is coming nearby, sometimes you don't sleep over the night and work. In the same manner, when we are getting ready to attain the Nibbana, when the times come near to end of the samsaric life, sometimes we have to do practices without sleeping. Buddha knows how to do that without sleeping. Could you understand? Then Shraddha. The Buddha knows and Buddha has how to practice the unshaken confidence towards the triple gem. Then Hiri. Buddha knows how to become shy in performing evil deeds. That's why he never did any evil deed, even in secret. He is shy of conducting immoral and unethical behaviors. Then Ottappa. Not only that, Buddha is aware of being afraid in doing evil things. Then Bahusutang. The Buddha is complete in knowledge regarding everything. Then Virya. He is full of the efforts. And Smrutiya. He can remind, he has a good or the best consciousness regarding the four contemplations, Satara Satipatthana. Then wisdom, he knows all the metaphysical incidents or reasons about anicca, dukkha and anatta and their nature or characteristics. Then he knows the nature of the first jhana, second jhana, third jhana and fourth jhana. In this way we can see 15 charana dharmas. 15 charana dharmas, 1-5. Therefore the Buddha is known as Vijja-carana-sampanno. These qualities are not in the life of any other religious leaders apart from the Buddha. Then we come to the fourth one. We have 9, but we already finished the 3 qualities. Now come to the 4th one, Sugata. Can you read? You can read the English meaning as well. Sugata, the term Sugata can be explained in 2 terms or 2 meanings. Sugata. Sugata plus Sugata, that means well gone. To what did he go well? He has well gone to Nibbana. Could you understand? In eradicating all the roots of the defilements. Then the other one, Sugata. Suhada becomes Sugata, that means he always talked beneficial words for the world. In that sense, he can become the Sugata. When we pay attention to the first meaning, Sugata, well gone one, you know there are 2 streams in Buddhism, Kama Sukallika Yoga and Atthakilamattha Yoga. Without taking any of them, he went on the middle path. He took the middle path. Could you understand? As he selected middle path to end up the sansaric life, he has gone well. In that sense, he is known as Sugata, in English, well gone one. Then, secondly, we define him as again Sugata because of the word Suhada. Suhada becomes Sugata because at all the time the Buddha did something best for the world. When he spoke, at all the times, his words were pleasant, his words were dear to others, his words were truth. They brought something reality regarding the world. And he talked everything, whatever applicable, whatever appears in the same way he revealed all the things. And he preached the Dhamma. His doctrine, whatever wordings he said, cannot be changed. He said, well, whatever he need to preach, he preached all of them in order to be possible to activate them in practice. And he told us whatever we can do only. Therefore, the words the Buddha used in order to appease the humans, gods, people, in order to support the peoples and gods, all the beings in the world, they were useful. Because of that, we recognize him as Sugata. Then Lokavidu. Vidu means knower of the worlds. The Buddha knows all the worlds. Lokaviduti namena atita nagate vidu sankara satta okase Lokavidu namate namo. By name he is Lokavidu. Lokaviduti namena. Atita nagate vidu. He knows the past and the future again. Past and future of the world, the origin of the world, how the world has been created, generated, the existence of the world, and the destructions of the world. He knows the future and also the present time and also the past of the world, the origin and present time and the future of the world. Then what happened to the things? What happened to the beings? What happened to these worlds? He knows everything. Not only human world, but also he knows about the other worlds as well. Because of his knowledge, this understanding regarding all the worlds, he is known as Lokavidu. Could you understand? Lokavidu, Kamaloka, Rupaloka, Arupaloka, these three types of worlds, he can recognize, he can tell the origin of those worlds, the nature of the present times, and also generations of the worlds, the future, and also the end of the all worlds he can tell. That's why we call him Lokavidu. Then we come Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarati. Anuttaro jnana silena yo lokassa anuttaro anuttaro puja lokasmin tang namassami. Anuttaro means incomparable. Because of his wisdom, because of his conduct or behaviors, he is incomparable to others. Therefore, Anuttara Pujalokasmin, he is the one and only person in this world who can be respected as the incomparable one. That's why we salute him. That's why we salute him. There is no one who is full of the spiritual qualities than him. He is the highest. In all those three worlds, Kamaloka, Rupaloka, or Arupaloka. Kamaloka means the worlds of senses. Rupaloka means worlds of forms. Arupaloka means the worlds of formlessness. There is no one who is higher than him in qualities. Not only that, Sarati Deva, he is the good charioteer, good guider. He is the good driver who can drop the people at Nibbana. Anuttara Purisa Dhamma Sarati. Here Anuttara, then Sarati, Purisa Dhamma. Here in this chanting book, we took those three as separate three, but in some discourses, Anuttara Purisa Dhamma Sarati is taken as one quality. Devayakka manussanam loke aggapalam dadang dadantam damayantam nam purisajanne te namo. To the devas, yakkas and men in the world, he provides the best things, highest fruits. Whatever he can give to deduce or reduce or eradicate the defilements, he gives. Therefore, he knows the nature of the men in all the worlds. That's why we can say Purisa Janya. Purisa Janya, he knows about the people, humans, an individual. Then we see Sattha Deva Manussanam. Sattha Deva Manussanam means Sattha means the great master, greatest master. He is the greatest master for men and women in the human world and gods in the heaven. He is the suitable person who can instruct those people and beings in order to end up their samsaric existence. Therefore, whatever he tells, whatever he preaches, whatever he recommends, whatever he instructs, all those things illustrate he is suitable to be considered as the greatest teacher for men and gods. When we say men, it represents all the humans, including females. You don't think the word woman is not there. The word men represents all the humans. Then Buddha. Buddha is a term very rarely we hear. According to the descriptions, Buddha means the enlightened one who enlightened the world, who understood the reality in the world. Whatever he understood, in the way of the understanding, he preached the doctrine or the things in the same manner without changing. Therefore, he is called Buddha. Then Bhagava. Bhagava. Bhagava Bhagava Yutto Bhagga Kilesa Vahato Bhaggam Samsara Muttaro Bhagava Namate Namo. Bhagava means lucky nature. Yeah, luckiness. Fortunate. Being fortunate. Why? When we think of the Buddha's life, Buddha is lucky. You see, early in the morning, before the breakfast, you offer dana to Buddha. Then, before the lunch also, you will conduct lunch prayers. In the evening also, you offer candles, oil lamps, fruits, foods, drinks, or whatever, to the statue of the Buddha. You think Buddha is physically no more in this world. He has already passed away. But you think if the Buddha lived physically, what happened? Yeah, when you offer those offerings to the Buddha's statues, pagodas, or symbols in order to respect the Buddha, whatever represent the Buddha, then if he lived physically, you see, not only in Buddhist Maha Vihara, around the world, the same thing happened for the name of the Buddha. Because of his fortune nature, his luckiness, he is lucky. Why? He maintains, even after the demise, such a great nature of receiving, respects, and other things, because when he completed the 10 perfections, he completed and collected the much spiritual qualities. Because of that, because of those spiritual qualities, we extend our gratitude and respect towards him. That's why we call him the Bhagava. Bhagava is replete with fortune. He has destroyed all the passions. He has crossed the ocean of samsara. To that noble person, my homage be. Bhagavati vachanan settan bhagavati padamuttaman garugarava yutto so bhagavatena uchchati. So bhagavatena uchchati. Why do we call him Bhagava? Bhagavati vachanan settam bhagavati padamuttaman Garugarava yutto so bhagavatena uchchati. Bhagavati vachanan settam. Because of the highest nature that he has in spiritual qualities, he is the highest. That's why we use the term Bhagava to define the Buddha. Bhagavati padamuttaman. Not only that, he is the greatest. Garugarava yutto. He is suitable, he is worthy of receiving respects from the humans and the gods. Then because of that, the Buddha is known as the Blessed One. You know, divine beings are there, Brahmas are there, humans are there, Nagas are there. We can have different beings. They have different spiritual powers. Even though there are spiritual powerful people, individuals and beings in the world and out of this world also, we can pray for them. God, please give me. Then we consider someone is God, God is great. Remember, if you have such a great God, the Buddha is greater than him. That's why he becomes the greatest. Even those respected greatest leaders also respect the Buddha. But Buddha never respect them in kneel down or something. Buddha is the greatest. Even you see, when he was the Prince Siddhartha, he never respected to the father. Instead, father respected him when he was a baby because of his fortune nature and spirituality cultivated throughout entire sansaric life. You should have such a strong spirituality to receive such respects. According to Visuddhimagga, he consists of certain qualities. Because of that, he becomes the Bhagava. First, Issariya, Aishcharya, miracles or comfortable conditions. Then Dhamma, he knows the doctrine, teachings of the world, law and order. Then Yasa, he had a good reputation, best reputation. Then Siri, Siri means he is physically so handsome, good beauty. I don't know how to use the word beauty or handsome, but beautiful appearance. His physical appearance is awesome, amazing, higher than others. Then karma means in relation to karma, whatever he wished, he had an ability to complete them according to his own wishes. According to desires of the Buddha, everything would happen. Then payatna means the efforts. The Buddha did his efforts for his own benefits and also for the benefits of the people, humans, gods, Brahmas, everyone. Therefore, he is called Bhagava. In these ways, we can define the Buddha with his over 9 qualities. Those are the qualities that we repeat. As we do not have much time, I'll stop there. Remember, Buddha's qualities are not limited. They are unlimited, incomparable, and uncountable. Therefore, from those uncountable, unlimited, incomparable spiritual qualities of the Buddha, we select 9 qualities to repeat for our easiness, at least 9. Then we repeat and remind his 9 qualities and clean our mind and clean and destroy the defilements and cultivate unshaken confidence towards the Buddha. Then we adjust our life and clear the path to attain the ultimate state of the Nibbana. That is what it happens. That's why we repeat the 9 virtues of the Buddha. Now do you know why we do repeat the 9 virtues of the Buddha? Why we do select only 9 qualities for our easiness? So when you have an opportunity to define the Buddha, don't say great master, don't say he is a religious leader, but instead use any quality of the Buddha and try to enlighten other party who asks the questions. Thank you very much. May you be able to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana.